backtrack to how I got the job. I had a ponytail, had long hair, went to an agency, and I just found the court papers. I went to an agency, and I said, hey, I would really love, to be an actor. And they said, okay, well, you need to clean yourself up. You need to cut your hair. And I was like, okay, it sucks to get rid of that ponytail, but I'm gonna cut it, take out your earrings, and okay, I'll do that. So I did. I went back the next day, went to the guy who said to cut the hair and stuff like that, and he's giving me the hand, and he's like, on the phone with Coca-Cola booking a commercial for one of his clients, and I said, sir, I came with one of my black belts just in case I needed it, and this is how I got the job. So I had one of my black belts standing there, and I said, okay, sir, I cut my hair, and he's like, I'm too busy for that, and then I said, I cut my hair. I said, and then he told my black belt, you get in the hallway. I said, no, you stay there, because he's my black belt. I said, I cut my hair. So what are we going to do about it? Because you told me to clean myself up, now I'm clean, and you're not giving me anything. And he frantically was like, and I said, I need something. And he searched, picked up a paper. It was called Phantoms. He's like, here, read it. This is your leave. Don't beat me up type of thing. So I took it, got the role, and then he was like, well, hey, I'm his agent, and I needed 15%, and I need this. So I offered it to him, and then he ended up taking me to court, some random thing for suing me for a lot of money. And I represented myself in court, and I actually won just because I had it signed. And I was like, I just found I was going through old documents, and I just found those documents. And it was a reminder that sometimes people don't believe in you until you can prove yourself with numbers and things. And that's not the way people should do it. They should believe in you for who you are, so when you get to a certain level, then you understand those are the people that have been with you from day one. And that's how I feel with all my fans. We've all been here on a journey together, and we all need to go on a journey together. And when you meet your so-called celebrity friend, I consider myself like everyone, but you can't get your dreams crushed, because that's happened to me quite a bit out here in this world.
You've been playing the Green Ranger for 25 years. I mean, you were in Ninja Steel last year, wasn't it? They were playing some evil version of Tommy. I mean, it's
good and the evil, which is great. They asked me to come back, and I had a checklist of what I wanted to do before I came back, that the fans wanted to see.
So, I mean, you've obviously played good, you've played evil, you've played a couple of different coloured Rangers as well. Is there anything else, I suppose, you want to still do with this character? You're going to go and you'd like to explore one last thing, I suppose?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the Soul of the Dragon book came out, and that was me passing the powers. But listen, like, I've been asking for a Green Ranger series. I've been asking for content for you guys at this point. Not the Ninja Steel content, not the Power Ranger movie content, because that's missing a gap. Throw the originals in there, make the movie better, put some of the original characters so we can connect to you guys. And you can watch it. The movie did great, but it didn't do that great in the box office. And so then Hasbro bought it, and now Hasbro's dragging their feet. No to the Shattered Grid for now. No to the Green Ranger series. Like, no. And there's a big loophole. So me and Aaron are stepping up with Bat in the Sun, and we're going to create some content for everybody here that's going to be huge. You guys will be blown away from it. And that's what we're doing. And unfortunately, we have to go outside the brand, but it's totally legal, and we have all my Power Ranger friends. It is. I can't be sued for that one. All my Power Ranger friends are doing it, and I'm doing it free for the fans, so the fans can have something in the meantime, because there'll be no content for 2 years. You'll have nothing new. Yeah, Beast Morphers, get it. But I'm talking about content for us, and it's the last journey for Tommy. You know what I mean? It's like the last thing that I want to produce, to do, so the fans can actually have something, because there's a lot of them, a lot of fans. And we're all asking the same thing, like, when's the movie, when's this, and then I have no answers because Hasbro don't have answers. So, I kind of went rogue. I told Hasbro, I'm going evil now. Please don't. I'm going the evil Green Ranger, man. If you guys don't step up, I'm going to do it myself. So I've gone rogue.
You did a reality series as well, like Morphin Life. I mean, is that, I suppose, what drew you to kind of, I suppose, an external observation of the character and the series?
I think that picture's Photoshopped. I have no wrinkles.
It's not.
It's Photoshopped. Lighting's not that good. Someone painted my face. That's fine though. I like it.
Well, it's not like you were handsome enough,
Yeah, what was the question? I forgot.
My Morphin Life.
Oh, My Morphin Life. So someone was coming up and saying, hey, what are you going to do? And I'm like, well, working on a reality series. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. And then the next day I started a reality series. Kind of held the camera like this. And so it was a lot of, this holding and Jenna holding the camera. And then I ended up selling the reality show to Con TV, which I did not want to do. I hate it. I hate that kind of stuff. If I develop content, I need it free for my fans to watch. I don't want to charge people, so I went to Con TV, sold it for a lot. I just was like, okay, I'm too stressed out, bring it back to YouTube. I want this thing free, I don't want to deal with a lot of things. So I did that because at one point, reality shows were so like drama, like yelling all the time. I was like, let's just do a reality show that's 8 minutes for people like me with ADD. Short, simple, sweet. And then the whole reality thing kind of turned to a vlog, and that's why I started vlogging. And now I do what's called, Nicole, we don't have that, do we? Spoken Truth Mask? Okay, I started, I listened. Okay. You sound like this one promoter from Hawaii. Okay, listen. Okay. So I did the hashtag Spoken Truth. And I am a very funny guy, I think, at least myself. But it's lighthearted. And the poems that I'm doing, that I've been writing for a long time, are like gonna strike us, all of us, with, you know, dealing with certain things, like if we're dealing with depression, or we're dealing with different, you know, things like anxiety, or if we're just dealing with everyday life. So I kind of been writing for a long time. And I wrote probably 40 poems in the last 3-4 months, and then I'm putting them into video, and that's on my YouTube channel. And I just thought and I've got great, everyone's like, oh my God, like I had no clue you could be so serious. So it was written by me, and then I have another guy producing them. So each series, or like next one's called Walls, which is about bringing down your walls and you know, allowing yourself to be vulnerable and allowing yourself to trust people, which is super hard. We just want to put up the walls, like we don't trust anyone. And sometimes we trust people, we get hurt. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. The next one's called like mental prison, which is like, have you ever gone somewhere or dealt with people you might not want to deal with, or if you're dealing with the depression, you have to hide it, or you're dealing with anything, we become like, you know, numb to things. And people really don't know what you're dealing with. Well, I'm stepping outside the box and kind of sharing some of the thoughts that are in my head that I think we can, you know, relate to. And it is risky because it's not like Tommy at all. You know, everything's not always great up here, but, you know, I do what I have to do to make your guys' dreams come true, and it helps me. Like, I actually like doing this stuff. So when I don't have it is where the struggles come in. If I'm in front of the public or I'm shaking hands, it's great, but at the end of the day, when we're all alone, you know, and we're like thinking of our stuff, we all have issues. And this is kind of telling everyone that we're all normal. I don't hold myself any higher than most actors. And so this is the first one that's called Mask. It's about wearing a mask in life. And like I said, I know we're getting the Power Ranger questions. You're like, it's too deep, dude. But it's about wearing a mask in life from either, you know, this has nothing to do with Comic-Cons or nothing to do with my fans. I love everybody, but sometimes you wear a mask in life to let people know you're okay, or, you know, I'm not dealing with depression, or I'm not, you know, and you have a lot of actors like Robert Williams and people that just, their lives are thrashed, but you never know because they wear a mask. So I think it's a healthy outlet for me and for everyone else to say, hey, you know, Jason said he deals with ADD, and that's cool, right? You know, or deal with depression, and so it's something that's normal. It's just a minute and 45 seconds. If you guys like to see it, it's on here. If you guys want to play it, and then after that we'll talk a bunch of Power Ranger stuff. I wasn't planning on playing it, but we queued it up.
Yeah.
You all don't mind, yeah? All right, cool. And my head's in the way?
This is a story of a mask we all wear in life. It's becoming so hard, I can't lose the fight. You start to wonder, and then you begin to ask, is this me? Or is it just a mask? When you start to think, your mind goes blank. It's like you're staring at a ghost. That reflection is blank. I'm defeated as I stare in the mirror. I close my eyes and my body, it's shaking in fear. Oh, please, God, don't let this be. I open my eyes. I realize it's still me. I grab my face and I try to remove it. I know this ain't me, but I gotta prove it. I yell out loud, it's just a mask. I'm tugging, I'm pulling. This becomes a task. My heart starts to race and skipping beats. I'm like a little kid who's stomping his feet. This is it. I have a grip, I see it's ripping. It's starting to hurt, I even felt it. But it won't come off because it is melted. wrong. I'm teaching you all. Don't wear it for so long.
It was a big step to take that step and to get to that level. And I have been inspired by a lot of friends, almost every actor friend of mine, from Sean Ashton to Bruce Campbell to Sean Patrick Flannery to all my Power Ranger people. It was something I said, and they're like, you need to put it out. And I was like, no, like, let's just continue wearing a mask. So it was one of those things that I wanted to release, and it's like, you let your walls down, and then there's changes. So many people, man, you read things like, Dad, dude, that was inspiring. So it really means a lot to me, So I appreciate you guys watching that. Now we'll talk some light stuff about some Power Ranger stuff. Appreciate you all.
Well, I suppose just, you're very known for obviously...
That's on my YouTube channel, by the way. We were talking about YouTube channels. That's why it's JDF-FFN, including Shattered Grid, which is super awesome. There's like so many Rangers. So much potential. Squandered for so long. You know the line, I have ADD, but you know the line where I'm like, I look up at me, it's like, hey, what is it, the line, I had to do it, me and Amy, and they're like, can you do the line? I'm like, dude, I was 19. Like, how can I say what's important? So I had to go, what's important to me now? It's my friendship with all of you. I never want that to change. That's pretty much Tommy. Back in the days, I talked like that. But anyway, YouTube channel, JDF-FFN, there's a bunch of content. It's just fun, free, whatever. Just go there and check out my more live vlogs. I'm a crazy kind of guy, so I got a lot of stuff going on.
Well, you mentioned obviously things you do. One of the things you've been involved in for a long time is martial arts. And, obviously you've been involved in this for a very long time. You were quite young, is that right?
4 years old, man. I'm 45. I just got my 8th degree black belt, I think, last year. It takes anywhere from, like, if you go from 1st degree to 2nd degree, 2 years. 2nd to 3rd, 3. That's the way it should be. Now, you can have an accelerated pace as long as you're spending 24 hours on the floor, which I was at that time. So doing the math from 7th to 8th degree was like, that'd be 8 years from now, and then boom. I think it hit me here today, looking at a Loot Crate shirt. Because Luke, that's such a new shirt, and it said 2012. Like, where I've been, time flies. I looked at it as like 2012, I'm like, oh my God, wow, time flew. I'm just getting older.
Well, you've obviously mentioned you've done this for a very long time. You've done 41 years of martial arts. You've even created your own.
Yeah.
Is that right? What's this way of the fighting fist?
Yes, the way of the fighting fist translated to Tosu Kundo, which is, was inspired kind of like by Bruce Lee, Jeet Kune Do. And his is the way of the intercepting fist. And so I was kind of inspired in the way of the fighting fist, which means that you protect yourself on the street, not like, throw things and buses. No, I'm just kidding, don't kill me. I was kidding about the whole McGregor thing, I'm just kidding. I was kidding, guys. I know I'm not supposed to say it, okay, whatever. Attack! Oh! Stampede in the gorge! Simba's down there! Thank you. Kids, I tell you, when you say that, it don't matter what language, what movie, if you don't even need to know about the Lion King. I joke around, I say that to kids like, Stampede in the gorge! Simba's down there! They don't even understand me, though. All the other adults are like, such an idiot, but the kids love it.
So, with the way of fighting fist?
Yeah, the way of fighting fist. Self-defense, that's it. And self-defense is classified. Back in the show, and we had a discussion here, because driving on the different sides of the road, right? Like martial arts and being a samurai warrior back then was right hand only. Right hand swords only. You can't, if you don't use your left, then you're gonna have to fight with your right hand. So they would only right sword only. If you were left-handed, you're probably gonna die if you're doing this with your samurai sword. So you have to train. So all the self-defense techniques come from the right side. Passing on the left side, with the horses and the swords and the scabbard. Fighting is, if you're passing someone to, fight, that's the way that you should pass on to the left. So that's what I had to remember driving out here. And then you all screwed me up going to a parking garage. As soon as you go to the parking garage, you're passing on the right. I don't get it. I was so trained, I'm like left. I was like, hey, you're going the wrong way. And like, stupid American over there, I was sorry. And then clutch with the left hand, right? So everything was the right hand. So anyway, the classification of, for me, is self-defense. The shoguns, when they pull their sword, they would have to do something. They have to kill you or take their life. There was no like this, psych, Right? So the moment you perceive, because if you draw the sword, the attack's going to happen. So the moment you perceive your opponent to draw his sword is when self-defense comes in. Because self-defense doesn't come in, wow, now I'm going to protect myself, because that could be a knife, that could be something else. So you have to catch it before. That's why Bruce Lee, the way of the intercepting fist, he would teach you instinct, only instinct. And that's where it came from. So it was a philosophy of self-defense, but bettering yourself as a person besides just fighting. The Codes of the Dragon. We're filming the Codes of the Dragon, Nicole. Let's film the Codes of the Dragon. We're all going to repeat after me. You're going to say, learn these Codes of the Dragon. All right, we're ready. All right, right now we're going to do the Code of the Dragons. Codes of the Dragon. All right, everyone say brotherhood. 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 Dedication. Dedication. Respect. Respect. Cooperation. Cooperation. Discipline. Discipline. Confidence. Confidence. Attitude. Attitude. Self-respect. Self-respect. That's, at that time, those were my codes, and that's what Power Ranger stands for. Honestly, it's one of those things. Now, we could say all those things and we don't understand it, especially little kids, but in martial arts, we teach you to understand that. So the moment you perceive your opponent to draw his sword is with self-defense, but all those codes come into place. And the biggest thing for me is dedication, because I'm my own boss. Go look at me and follow me on Instagram. Everything I do, I give it 110%, but I'm my own boss. I can wake up and be like, I'm tired. I don't feel like working out. Jet lag, I didn't feel like working out. And I never cancel shows, so it's important to me that no matter how much money you have, who you are, it's one thing. Your word is golden. If you don't have a reputation and a word, then you mean nothing. Because he said, I promise to pay you back. Did you all watch Popeye over here? I'm really going back in age. Well, the old let me borrow a hamburger thing. He ain't never going to pay hamburgers back. He's just going to eat the hamburgers. Wimpy, is that his thing? Yeah. A hamburger today, pay you back on Tuesday. It's like all your friends. They're like becoming a typical friend. Anyway, so yeah. I have long answers. I'm sorry. I forget sometimes. I scatter, my brain scatters.
Well, has anything going to change? I mean, you've obviously been doing martial arts since you were 4, as you said, and then obviously you're Power Rangers, you were 19, 20 years old. You know, at this point, is there anything that you suppose has changed in your fighting style and your training style as you've gotten older? That maybe some things are more difficult, some things are easier. Is there anything that
for my training, actually, my kicks were. I feel better in control of my kicks and body awareness. You know, and so that was great. My kicks are great. Maybe not 3 or 4 of them in a row. Definitely not going to be backflipping. Used to. I learned that just for the show. So you know, but things change, man. Like you know, I'm walking like read the Soul of the Dragon. I know Kyle Higgins really well, and I was reading it. It's like, oh my back. Because sometimes you know, like things go, and I read it. It's like, oh my back. I'm like, okay, Kyle. And then, oh, I'm in an old. Okay, Kyle. I'm going old again. I called him after the second old. Say, hey, Kyle, we get it. I'm old, right? Putting it in there like 3 times, but no, it's in your head. And I'm happy doing martial arts no matter what the moves are, and I can teach someone that's even in a wheelchair how to do karate. I taught someone that didn't even know how to walk to do karate because it's all mental training. You close your eyes, you envision yourself, you learn, you feel good about yourself. That's why I have a lot of members, even in other countries, that do the trainmejdf.com. It's just a website, people that ask, it's a training website for all beginners and advanced, it doesn't matter. Only thing it's gonna teach you to do, be disciplined. Because how many times we buy a workout DVD, we're like, that looks so good, and they end up underneath the couch and you never watch it again. Trust me, I've done stuff like that before. So this is like, it's your thing. You know what I mean? Like you have to wake up and want to train. I don't have a personal trainer. I wish I did, but I don't. I just know that my body is laying in bed, and my mind's like, get up, and I'm like, shut up. You know, like it does, like get up. No, I don't want to right now. You know, so yeah, it becomes different. But being your own personal success coach, I guess, is important. But karate got me that discipline to do that. And karate for kids. And how many people got started by watching Power Rangers in karate? How many people got started in karate from watching Power Rangers? That pays us back. Because karate is so valuable in life. I used to have a saying, if every kid around the world did martial arts, the world would be a better place. Because we're learning values. Now, if every kid did a Cobra Kai school across the world, we'd all be fighting. So we'll have a handful of them, but and overall, karate's done so much for everybody. And then we get older, and then we pass the knowledge. And then we paint things, and we clean cars. I have all my students do that. I don't have a reason for it. I just think it's cool. I polish the rim. Fist bump. What have I learned, Sensei? Block.
You took up MMA a while ago, and you had 5 bouts, I believe?
Oh, I had a little bit more than that. I had a kickboxing match, then a Muay Thai match, and then maybe around, I think 8, about 7 or 8. Some of them are on the record on YouTube and all that stuff. But what's important to me now, it's right into my head. What's important for me is to always start from the bottom and work your way up. I don't care who you are. I don't care how popular you are, what celebrity you are. You can't just jump into the big leagues. Work yourself up from the bottom and work your way up. And that's what's important. So even fighting, I went to the amateur ranks. Yeah, I fought in places that were hot with no air conditioners, you know, which no one has air conditioner out here, which is pretty crazy. But work your way up. Huh?
It's already cold.
I know, but I sleep in my room super cold. I try to open the window, I sleep like 60 degrees, so I'm like, hey, let's book this room. You have air? And I was like, what? You guys don't have air? But then I realized it was cold out here. So, but yeah, start your way on the bottom, work your way up. Don't take special treatment. I don't want to do that just because someone wants me to pay to go to a big venue. I want to work my way up. I don't want to just jump to a big venue. And that's what's, you know, you have my app on the phone there, and you can go live if you don't mind. Let's just go back there and I'm gonna pass you the codes, and you can go live on. Should we do Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram.
Yeah, this is Instagram. Yeah. Just go all the way in the back. Yeah, cool.
I'll open the phone up to questions in a second, but actually speaking of Instagram, I noticed you're obviously a man with a fairly sizable number of tattoos, and I noticed you were actually sporting a shamrock. You were crossing that up. Has having a lot of tattoos, especially when you were in Power Rangers, never been kind of an impediment to work, or now it's more normals or anything that any tattoos you go, well, I can't really show that one, that's a bit much for a role?
Well, I mean, all my tattoos are pretty clean. You know, but I will tell you, I was just talking about this with Nicole the other day. I had a mentor in martial arts, and he said, how many, you know, you got tattoos, right? You train, right? So my instructor came up and said, how many more students would you get having tattoos? Because I have schools, I got like over 1,000 students, and I was like, I've never been asked that question. I was like, I don't really know. And he's like, okay, what's your earrings? How many students will walk by and be like, oh my God, you have earrings, dude, I'm gonna sign up. Or, oh, you have tattoos, I want to sign up. And I never thought about it. And he always told me, he said, that's not going to get you students, but it could cause you to lose students. And I didn't realize until it happened sometimes, like, oh, you're not a Christian because you have a tattoo. First of all, Christians shouldn't judge. You know what I mean? You're going to a real bad place that's hot, lady, not me. You know, so I did lose some students with tattoos, but on Power Rangers I didn't have many tattoos. It's more acceptable. Yes, I can wear this suit and then just throw a tank top on with a hat and a bandana like I do, and people think I'm gonna rob them, right? So it's one way or another. It's like, you know, you can dress, and it's unfortunate people have 4 to 5 seconds to judge you, and you are judged on the color of my skin because I'm tatted up when I come with the tank tops. Some people love it. You know, old ladies hide their purse because back in the days they don't have that stuff, but it's more acceptable now. You know, so on Power Rangers, when I went back for Ninja Steel or Dino Thunder and Mega Force, I had to fill out you have to fill out a form to go back on Power Rangers. Like, you have teeth? No lie, I swear. Yeah, I have teeth. You have false teeth? No. How much gray hair do you have? What's the percentage? Like 10, because I'm blessed, 10%. Can you fit in spandex? All this stuff. What's your weight? And then it said tattoo, so I just left it blank. You know? I just left it blank, and they came back, oh, it's good to work with you again. And I was just like, and the makeup guy's like, oh. And so they covered it up. So you see in the movie, I don't understand, because they could put me in something like a shirt like this, right? So they give me a V-shirt, a V-neck. And they spent so much time in makeup covering my tattoos up. I was just thinking it'd be so much easier just to give me a shirt, you know, across the top. But no, they gave me a V-neck and putting on the stuff and blow drying it. Shh. And I was thinking, oh man, I should have got tattoos right there. But it's okay, it's more acceptable. And some roles actually ask for tattoos. When you get an audition, it's like, do you have tattoos? It's like, yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's okay. But yeah, you are judged, and especially like when I'm not dressed in the suit, like tank top and stuff. It's funny though, because I'll be like, Just kidding. I usually go around and go, ice cream? I don't know, I just like saying, ice cream? Crazy.
All right, so we'll open up the floor, so if you're interested in answering.
My next JDF spoken truth, ice cream.
Hello.
Hi.
This is sort of a two-part question.
You have to, I know, you have to write it down. I was like, he's serious, man. He's pulling out his book.
Oh no, this is recording for the Insta.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to read it to me. I was like, oh my God, make it short. I can't remember.
Oh God, I forgot. Damn. The first question. Okay, first question anyway. The Piper. What was that about?
Oh, the Pied Piper?
Yes.
Oh, hey, Nicole, you can come over here and film. Go over here. You all don't know about the Pied Piper. Who does? That's what I thought. Thanks, buddy, for bringing it up on my live page.
You are welcome. You're so much welcome.
Okay, so what? I'm in Ireland, and I was playing the flute. It's acceptable. And I'm green, and it's acceptable. But the Pied Piper was just an interactive game for kids, and I really thought it was a great idea. It was called Splash Studios, and it was to teach kids like how to add and subtract and colors. It was a really good interactive game, and I thought, hey, I can like, because I couldn't do it as Power Rangers, so they hired me with the long hair, Pied Piper, like the rats follow me type of thing. And that was a really good game. And then it was in this, you know, all the stores, and it was selling great, but then it just got shut down. So I don't know if Saban shut it down or what. And it was called Splash Studios, so it took a big splash. And, but you know what? It wasn't like you know, all these things I do is not for money. Man, I don't care about that. It's just because I care about what it had a message to it. So, yeah, the message was a cool interactive game. It was great. I think it was DOS at the time, the program. Very old, but it was fun.
Okay, the second question is that you were Ko from Die Ranger, the Sentai that Mighty Morphin Season 2 is based on. His actor, who's like your Sentai counterpart, was at Power Morphicon just last year. Have you ever met any of your other Sentai counterpart actors, or would you like to meet any of them?
I sure would. I would really like to meet the Green Ranger, you know what I mean? I really would love it. I went back to Japan, and I took videos and pictures of everything, and they're like, don't post that, don't post that. I was like, why? I was like, I might have to post it now that I've gone rogue. I got rogue. Tommy's gone rogue. That's right, Hasbro. No. Might have to post them, but yeah, I would. I would like to see the green counterpart. I did see the white in Power Morphicon. I took a picture, and I had no clue. So they're like, picture? I was like, yeah, bud, let's take a picture. And then they're like, that's the White Ranger. I was like, no, I'm the White Ranger, man. Like, what's up? And then they said Japan. I was like, oh, that's super cool. Yeah, it was cool. I'd like to meet some more.
Yeah, I just had two questions as well. Could you take us through the process of going from green to white? What was the, you know, story arc for you as, you know, an actor? What did they do going forward? And the second one, then you and Transformers. What was the deal there? How did you hook that one? That was really interesting.
Yeah, okay, so with the first one, the Green Ranger was out. I was hired for 10 episodes, and I was told that you're gonna be gone. Like, however they're gonna get rid of me, that's what was gonna happen. So I left, and I did a show called Cybertron, which was VR Troopers. They contacted me, and they said, man, you're big. Everyone loves you in the Green Ranger. So now we're gonna pull you from that show, because now here's the business reason. We ran out of Japanese footage, man. We don't have no more. So we're gonna have to like off you, you know? And I was like, okay, fine. So I did, you know, the Cybertron. And then, no lie, kids around the world were like, no, man, we need them back. So they put a petition around the world. Kids weren't eating. They were calling Fox saying, hey, bring them back. My kids aren't eating now. And they're not going to school, literally. And so Fox was like, oh, my God, we got to bring them back. So then I was hired as the White Ranger. And coming back was so cool because all I needed at that time was I just, you know, the bright light like this. And everyone's like this. And all I needed was, guess who's back? Back again. Tommy's back. Your friend. No. I needed that song. I needed the old Eminem song. But then that's how I became the White Ranger. And I had a shield. It was great. And then I lost my shield. I was like, this is weird. I feel naked without a shield, you know? And then everyone was like, oh, look, the Gold Ranger has a shield. And I was like, look at my face. You see what that is? That's a star, my friend. Who's the star of the season? The star helped me. It was Bat in the Sun. Bat in the Sun, Aaron's been great to me. Bat in the Sun got me Bloodshot. I played Bloodshot on a show called Ninjak vs. the Valiant Universe. You know, I needed to be like 210, so I got jacked up, did that. It was over 2 years. I didn't know Valiant Comics at all. I played Bloodshot. It was great. And then Vin Diesel just filmed the Bloodshot movie that's coming out in 2020. I was supposed to be part of it, and then long story short, I got a cease and desist letter from Sony saying, hey, you can't promote that no more because it's like $1 million lawsuit. You're promoting too hard, and we want to have a clean slate. We don't want no one to know what Bloodshot is anymore. Well, too bad, I already filmed, and my fans are awesome. And you can go to the hashtag JDF Bloodshot if you want more info. And hashtags are great now. And then with Aaron, got me into Transformers. I did the Transformers, Titans Return. I was a Titans Master Emissary. It was the first time Bloodshot was ever shown in the world I played, which was great. I love the first time stuff. Now I can say, well, it's just a cheap copy. As in Ninja Steel. And then Emissary was very, very new. So doing Transformers with everybody I watched was pretty amazing. I did all the voices, and so, and who doesn't want to be a Transformer? And then Saban said, no, you can't promote that. Transformers is our biggest competitor. And then they were okay with it, and I was wondering, I wonder what they're up to. Now they're not on my butt about it. Well, behind the scenes, closing deals with Hasbro, right? Who owns Transformers now? Hasbro. So I was like, now I'm okay with that? So yeah, they're like, oh yeah, no problem. Promote Transformers. So that was fun to do voices. And then I did, I don't know if you have that show, We Bear Bears, is for like kids. We have that show. If you haven't seen the episode called Imaginary Friends and you're a Power Ranger fan, you need to see it. I don't care how old you are, it's super cool. It's like a spoof off the Power Rangers. I play Silver Bear, then I play Black Bear, and I become evil. And it's a total ripoff of Power Rangers. And so it's called Imaginary Friend on Cartoon Networks. I did that voice, and then I did a video game for Smite. I don't know if you all have that game here. I did a video skin for that, and I've just been having fun with pleasing the fans, because I really like them to watch something. And We Bear Bears was so good. Oh, I became a big bear, and I was an imaginary friend that, like, say kids had. I was an imaginary friend, and then there's one part where they're killing me off real quick, and they're like, you know, ask a question like, man, basically, like, I really messed up, and the kids are like, you sure did, and I was like, well, you're supposed to teach kids to forgive. And it's great. Let's check it out. It's We Bear Bears. It's funny.
And so there was a bit of a heated video between you and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
What's the story there? And if you two were to fight, who would win?
Well, I would win. I would. And I think my confidence scared a lot of people away. I was too confident with Punk. I should have downplayed what I do. Like, I'm not too good. You know, you're gonna kick my butt. So then I didn't get to see him Punk fight. And you know, it's fine. I don't think he deserved it. And I remember there's something about McGregor talking about him, and I was like, oh, I love that guy, because he wasn't where he was now, but it was a long time ago talking about it. Like, basically, didn't belong in it. You know, got to work with no fights. How can you go to UFC and then they say, well, okay, you could fight him, but you have too much experience. How can I have too much experience for UFC? That makes no sense. You're supposed to go there to inspire. In a nutshell, Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'll make it fast. 95 minutes the movie, he snubbed me, he didn't want nothing to do with me, that's fine. I was disappointed, I met my hero, I was disappointed. Thank you. In 2010, 2011, TMZ ran a story, hey, who would fight like this thing? Oh, I'd love to fight, it's a celebrity fight, he's a hero of mine. Long story short, Lamoli Comic-Con, people told him about me, and he said, well, who's that guy? Go get his phone, I'm gonna make him apologize, and that didn't go the way he did. He asked me, you think you can kick my butt? And I said, yeah. And he says, you right now, do it in front of everyone. I'm like, okay. Took my watch off, took my necklace, and I told him it's a Comic-Con, he wanted to fight. It was like a movie, it was a ridiculous movie. And then he ended up just, you know, making a fool out of himself, trying to kick me out of Comic-Con. He couldn't. Going to Brussels, trying to kick me out of Brussels because he's the muscles from Brussels. That didn't happen. And then the worst part is, he went to comic.com and said that this whole thing was made up. But I have videos and pictures fabricated. No, it was real. Do I like Jean-Claude Van Damme? I do. He's still, you know, a hero of mine. I'd like to watch his movies. You know, a couple movies that bombed made me happy, but it's okay. I still watch them. You know, so anyway, that's the kind of story with Jean-Claude. So I went to the statue in Brussels. I posted on Instagram. He's a Tostido. What is it? Tostitos guy. I couldn't find them, so I ate Doritos, and I just basically was like, hey, I know, it's not Tostitos, it's Doritos, and I told the fans who would win, and everyone's like, oh, that was awesome. Doritos, meaning I would in the fight, but it's fine, it's okay. He's got a cool, it's a statue, it's very small, it is super cool. I was looking around like, where's the statue? It was like, whoop. I'm not saying because he's small, maybe it is life size. I'm just saying, Doritos, people.
So we've got time for one or two more questions.
I'm here, and then I'll go.
Okay, and I'll be quick. I won't talk so long.
Yeah, hello.
Watch me be so fast with this question. Yes.
I was just wondering, where did you find out about the audition for Power Rangers, and what was your reaction when you first got the audition?
Newspaper. Watch my reaction. That was the swap. That was my reaction. But pretty much that. See, you're like, man, I got ripped off. He said 10-minute story, and then I just hit this. What's up, bud?
Why did only Mighty Morphin have one of the longest Power Rangers seasons?
Oh, well, that's because all the actors loved it. No, I'm kidding. Mighty Morphin season, we had a lot of Japanese footage, a lot. And all the actors loved it, and I think it was, Mighty Morphin was great, man. It was like such a, you got Jason, you got Walter, Hip Hop Keto, you got David, you got Amy. I got the girl somehow, I had problems. But it was a good season. Everybody loved their job, and then afterwards, when I left Turbo, they just changed it every year. Just so the actors would not have that kind of power to go on strike, because that's what happened a little bit. People wanted to be taken care of, and for me, I was just happy to work on the show. I would have paid them, to be honest, and I stayed the longest because it wasn't about money. I just loved it, but there was a time where I thought I'd outgrow spandex, but I didn't. And I'm just gonna let it go and sing that song. Let it go, let it go. Give me some more Guinness beef stew. Let it go. It's really good, by the way.
We'll get one more question in here.
I can't pick that. Oh, one more? Okay.
Why weren't you added into Ninja Steel?
Why did I want to do it? Oh man, I just wanted to give the fans something, especially little kids like you, to introduce them to Tommy. That's what I wanted to do, because a lot of parents make their kids watch Mighty Morphin. They're like, don't watch that season. This is the best season of all. So now the kids can be like, oh, that's why mommy and daddy told me that's the only season I can watch. That's pretty much that. He has one. He's gonna be mad if you don't get that.
When you were in your first movie, were you scared or did you enjoy it?
Oh, that's a good question. It's nerve-wracking filming. My brother played my brother on the show, Zio, and he was a tough guy, and he was like acting so easy. And when he got onto the mark, he couldn't act. Like all he had to say was, "You're my brother," and so we hit the mark, and he's like, "You're my brother?" And I said, "Cut." Why are you talking like that? Oh man, this is stressful. He's sweating, he's doing all this. So yeah, you get used to it though. You get used to it. And the only thing that was scary was seeing my face on the big screen, because I could see all my flaws, like my teeth, and like I'm like, oh my God, just blow my head up as big as Zordon and let the world see it. So yeah, it was very intimidating to see your head that big on the screen. But I enjoyed the movie. I know Van Damme didn't, but I did. He was there. He probably hated it.
We'll go for one last question there, so.
The guy in the beanie, how much time we have? Is it because someone else is coming in?
Okay, one last question.
Okay, I can be quick. Thanks, no more questions. You took 5 minutes to stand up. Oh, you're waiting for the mic? Shout it out, man. You got good lungs. Shout it out. Give me the microphone first. So
Hey, alright. My question is, what did you think of Shattered Grid in the comics as an arc, and what was your opinion on Kyle Hagan's leaving? Because personally, I loved his writing, and I don't hate it, but I'm not so bad. Not so.
Did Kyle Higgins leave?
Yeah, Kyle Higgins left after Shattered Grid.
Ah, I'm gonna have to give him a call.
Get him
Kyle's
back.
great. Shattered Grid's great. I don't think most people know about this, but I actually financed Shattered Grid, and I have the rights to it, and I own that footage. And that's why Saban and Hasbro wants to get it off of me, but I'm like, no, it's kind of mine. Hasbro spent $500 million to own everything, and they don't own that piece. They're probably really mad. How did he own that piece? Well, so much footage. It was good though, and
I was also saying,
yeah.
So yeah, you were talking about the comics earlier, and I was also saying like, I know like a lot of people who are like really big fans of comics here, particularly I love, and I've seen them sell out in so many comic shops.
That still makes me happy.
I've had to go like all over the city just to find like so many issues. Thank you.
That makes me happy. Do a little video, yeah. All right, let me do a quick little video, and then you guys can get quiet. Okay. That was an awesome Q&A. Great questions and great fans here in Dublin. Say what's up, everybody? What's up? One, two, three. It's morning time! If you guys want to check this out, it is I recorded it on my Instagram, and we'll save the link. It's about 24 hours, so you can, see if you see the back of your head and be like, there I am. There's my ear. But anyway, I really enjoyed it, guys, and thanks for the love, and I know we got another guest coming in here, but thank you. Great questions, and it was awesome. Thanks for watching the JDS Spoken Truth. That's the first time I showed it anywhere, so it always, and I got the Shamrock tattoo, so I'll always remember everybody over here.